What's up, guys? I'm Alex, part of the Cold Action crew, and I'm here with someone incredibly special. What's up, Boo Boo? What's up, Rachel?
That I was not expecting that as a way that you were going to start the episode, but I love it and I love you, and I'm excited for this. This is going to be fun. And just so we are clear, I have not seen this match. I do not know anything about this match. So this is completely new to me as well.
Okay, well, before we kind of go into the match itself, I had some predictions that Brandon's going to fall on his face and it's completely shit himself. But that's my unbiased opinion, whatever. You actually live with the man, though. You actually live with him. You live in the same house. Obviously, he's part of the Droogs. You are the queen bee, sitting alongside, Grace Hancock, as well as Kate Mulligan with the Den. So, how does it feel to be in the Den household, yet have someone kind of infiltrating little by little in the house, in the Den house?
I'm not going to lie. It was really nice and calm. Like when we were all in the Den and it was just like a family home, and then, he put a firecracker up his butt and got all container and stormed off, like picked up his ball and stormed off to the Droogs, which are leaderless now. So we'll see how that plays out for him. But yeah, it's been interesting.
That's a whole conversation right there.
It's been a lot of smack talk over coffee pouring in the. Are
you guys constantly talking schmodown in the house? Is it something you're actively discussing, debating? Like even when you're eating your breakfast, or do you guys try to keep that outside of the house, considering how involved it is in your lives?
I mean, we are super low key about we understand that it is a game and we can get super serious about it. But the majority of it is we'll be watching a TV show or a movie or something. And we'll just be like, hey, what's this? And be like, schmodown, done. This is the answer. But there's a lot of smack talk, but it doesn't get nobody ever, I don't think, gets their feelings hurt because we're all very close. So it's a lot of smack talk of this is why we left you. It's I talk to him the way that I talk to my sisters and be like, oh God, I'm so glad I'm adopted. You guys suck. It's that kind of attitude. Yeah.
He sounds like an emo kid just learning to be emo for the first time. You feel me? Like a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, they're just starting that emo phase where they're just like, you know what? I'm gonna be doing my own thing alone.
Listen to the Smiths in my room and cry.
You guys are so mean, guys. You don't even know.
It's less of a pouty thing than it's I'm gonna show you.
IG is so much harder than team and singles anyway. Huh?
I will say that's not we do have talks about that, but it's never this is harder, this is harder, this is harder. It's this is what's hard about this and this is what's hard about that. We don't bring each other down in any of that kind of sense. But it is a lot of smack talk. It is a lot of it's always a poke. It's never a slice. It's never I'm out to end you. It's very much a you suck.
Well, I do know. I kind of ask about that specifically because Saul, he mentioned on Let's Get Ready to Talk Schmodown, talking about how IG is, in his opinion, one of the most difficult and the best league in when it comes to Schmodown. And obviously, Schmodown involves Star Wars, IG, singles, as well as teams. Now, personally, I got into Schmodown, really being a huge fan of the teams and singles, but it took me a little bit later on to getting involved where I really loved to appreciate IG as well as Star Wars, because I'm not a huge Star Wars fan and I watch the Star Wars matches because of the Schmodown aspect. I'm not watching it because I'm like, the answer is Han. Actually. Obviously. You don't know.
No, I watch the Star Wars. I watched the Star Wars, and at this point, the IG League very much I got an answer right. I win.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a Star Wars question. There was a match. I can't remember whose it was, but the question was, what does Maz Kanata refer to Chewie as? And I like almost jumped out of my chair, and I was so excited.
Like a boyfriend or something?
Yeah. And I was like, I got this one.
Okay.
I got this one. I was so proud of myself. I'm like, great, I'm done. That's it.
In the Star Wars League, we're on the same level, man.
Yeah, right.
Call me Alex Damon, you know.
Like I'm totally great at this. Like I can totally TKO Molly. Like no, like I just get proud of myself for like knowing a question in any of those. But yeah, IG has become increasingly difficult. Like I said before,
in the last few seasons, for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, they've really stepped up their game. Well, because it was such a fledgling idea that like they were still playing around with format and like how deep we can go. And then like, you know, Kevin Smith showed up and was like, so I'm going to study until I can't see anymore. And y'all are going to like
entire scenes.
It's nuts.
I'm going to know every line word for word.
I mean, to be fair, I have a lot of movies that I'm the same way.
Well, okay, that's the case. I mean, like I think one of the big differences study-wise is that when it comes to, you know, like I mentioned, when it comes to just if we're going to talk about like one-on-one, if you're going to talk about singles to IG, I feel like they're definitely one of the better things to compare to when it comes to the leagues, is that with singles, it is all genres, all decades, you know, all that good stuff, you know, directors, actors, all that good stuff. Versus obviously IG is significantly deeper cuts. Their one-pointers to me are considered deep cuts, depending on like who you are. I mean, like I'm not going to know what year Ninja Turtles 2 came out in theaters, like, or the one where they go to China or Japan. Like, I'm not going to know that off the top of my head. But at the same time, I remember knowing it at one point, you know. But obviously, the strategies are incredibly different. So, with that being said, Saul did mention on that podcast the IG champion currently being Smets, in his opinion, is the real legitskis champion when it comes to all things Schmodown.
I mean, he's
not word for word like that, but that's what he said, and he's going into IG with that kind of mindset. So, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to know what you're going up against. You have to know, like, when you enter into the league, you have to know like who the champion is, what their strengths are, and like that has to be your ultimate goal. If like that's what you're like, if you're trying to be taken seriously in any sense, like that's what you go into the division as. Like you have to know who your competitors are, who your champion is, and you do put them on a pedestal above the other champions, which I totally understand. Yeah, I saw that there was some like some little tiff that happened on Twitter last night regarding those statements, but like everybody's gonna have their own opinion. Like it just, I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Yeah. We're in a crazy world and we're in a crazy landscape right now.
It's a crazy time right now, guys. We're all losing our minds.
It's all good. But you know what? I am so excited to lose my mind at Schmodown. I am so excited to dive into this. We're going to be reacting to the match specifically between Brandon Hanna of the Droogs up against Saul, which is, you know, your buddy over there. So that's pretty awesome. Now,
my little strawberry blonde. Love him.
Now, I assume, you know, being of the den, are you going into it hands down, believing that Saul is going to win?
Saul has so much effing knowledge that is just disturbing. Like I've witnessed Brandon study firsthand, so I know what to expect from him.
Yes.
This is Saul's first match, and while it's not in front of a studio audience and it wasn't live, like it's still a really emotional and stressful situation. Yeah. But Saul used to be a wrestler. Like Saul understands what it is to perform. Yeah. Saul used to be a wrestler. If you had listened to my Movies, Music, and Mayhem last night with BC, we had discussed this as well. So go check that out on my YouTube channel after this.
I will. Noted. I'm going to include a link at some point.
Yeah, Saul used to be an independent wrestler and a really good one apparently, and he knows what it's like to face intimidation and give it right back. And so I have a very, very good feeling about Saul not being shaken by anything that is being put in front of him right now. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we'll see what happens, but I'm not going to be. I have very high hopes for Saul because he's amazing.
Absolutely. He's also, I mean, with everything going on with the socials and everything, their back and forth online is fantastic, and I'm living for it. Absolutely. And I mean, Saul is, in my opinion, a superior player to Hanna because Hanna is a piece of trash. But let's just dive into it. Let's get reacting, you guys. Let's get going. All right.
It's gonna be fun. I love the warning.
Let me know if the vocals.
I'm good on audio. Yeah, it's a good volume.
Okay. I'm sorry, but that comb over with Saul, like, what is this?
Welcome.
It's actually just not. He just has his hair like it's come overs from like one side to the other. I think
it's intense. I'm not gonna lie.
Talk about drama. People love the tribute. I know. But you talk about the Schmodown special.
I absolutely love Christian's shaved head.
Yes.
Like, I think it's a really solid look for him.
It is. Absolutely.
And I just wanted like style Mark's hair.
I think it depends on the person. It also comes down to the attitude as well. I've seen some people with that don't know how to style it and they don't have the attitude to match, and it looks weird, but it's just because they don't feel like they have the confidence to pull it off. You do need a certain level of confidence in order to pull it off.
Oh yeah, but like
Alexander Knox, he has like a new nickname every single one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of here for it though.
It makes me so happy.
It's like a hunt for like what's going to be the next new reference. I have to know. You guys in the chat, please tell me what the reference to Alexander Knox is. I have no clue. I don't know.
Not an idea. I know that when he was on Movies, Music, and Mayhem a few weeks ago, he was Colonel Mustard.
Yeah,
and I was like,
it was really good.
What's he saying?
Oh, oh God, I can't.
I loved at one point somebody made a comment about that Brandon's been in more factions than he's had matches, and at the time it was accurate, and I was like, okay, that's funny. I will say this: that clip of him signing the contract with Robert Meyer Burnett, like, Brandon's lost some weight. He looks good.
I can see that, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's not just been like Corona stress. Like, he's been working out. He looks good. He's a good boy.
Oh, I have someone in the chat mentioning about the Google ads. I'm not going to lie. I have actually thought about doing it, but me being me, I forget about canceling services after doing the free trial situation. And I'm not going to lie. So I'm living with the ads. I would rather live with the ads than get another service.
Fair enough.
It's a little expensive.
Yeah, it gets a little ridiculous at one point. Like, you just check everything that you're subscribed to, and you're like, why am I spending so much money? We're not having streaming issues. We were talking. We don't need to listen to them. They're just announcing and talking about.
Oh my gosh! I just realized the thing is mute right now. My bad.
No, it was. We had audio earlier though.
Apparently it
he
wasn't.
trades everybody. So this
supposedly.
Is what happened.
I don't know.
And Robert Meyer Burnett said, "Come on home, kid. Come on home." And for some reason, these two work together.
The audio wasn't there. But thank you, Lucas, for letting me know what was going on there.
And now he
said that apparently the reference is from Batman '89.
What does Hanna
care
Alexander about? Does Hanna care about what everyone else thinks about him? Does Hanna care about nicknames or signing autographs? Or does Hanna want to be the Inner Geekdom champion? Saul, on the other hand, has a fire. If Saul's any good, if Saul can play Inner Geekdom the same way that he can cut a promo, I'll tell you right now, we could be looking at the next Kalinowski or the next Robert Parker. But we don't know if he knows anything. We don't know if he knows Apollo Creed from, who knows, Frodo Baggins' grandfather's sister's uncle. I have no idea. All I know is that
Rachel,
Saul
what is
like to play
an IG kind of related
you
franchise?
Have not done your research because Apollo Creed actually is Frodo's grandfather's sister
to the world of IG.
Look, Christian,
Disney,
if
I want to play IG.
Is a matter of beard length, then
it has to be related. Like, I would argue
it
in favor of the Terminator franchise being added, or the Alien franchise.
Percentage for a quarterback, and it is amazing to have that
franchise. It could be just like a trilogy of movies or whatever it may be.
Today? We're about
I mean,
to find
Terminator
out.
for sure.
We are going to find out.
And
like I said, I could tell you all day long of how this heated rivalry came
but I can't remember if I got added or not.
But we're going to show you right now.
I know that.
Where do you want to go next in Inner Geekdom?
Oh, Jen.
Keep competing at an elite level, and I work.
Love
my way
her
back
so
up to the
much.
top.
I know Kaiser.
He
He argued in
really
favor of
day,
Universal Monsters of being a
Oh,
slice.
I was on that debate. That was a really good one. I liked
Great
that one.
Brandon Hanna.
Just people in the chat are suggesting, the Fast and Furious films. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be a fun time. I'm here for it.
Yes, but I don't like Inner Geekdom is. I think it addresses things that are cool now that didn't used to be cool when they came out. That like have like a cultish type following.
It's been on my mind.
But James Bond is on is up there, and
I don't really agree with that.
Pretty famous.
Kate, the dead.
I don't really agree with the
Trinity of having your head shoved so far
I don't
up
really
your
agree
own
with
rear end, you can't see what's
IG
right
having
in front of you.
Bond in it. I don't think that it's the right call, but then again, it's not something that I compete in. So
here's what I've been trying to tell you though, as your friend Brandon, is to stop worrying and whining and talking about everyone who's wronged you. You have lost 2 back-to-back matches.
You're not kidding. He has lost weight.
Yeah, look at that face, and then look at him. Like you can see like a jawline. Yeah.
Oh.
And I want to hear it right now.
Also, his beard. I'm not gonna lie, but Brandon, your beard is doing it for me. I'm here for that beard.
I keep asking if I can pomp his hair up with like with pomade and stuff and like just grease him up.
Wake up, okay? I didn't mean to
sounds
startle you,
weirder
but
than
you're
it
probably
should.
not out listening to Brandon
There's my
monotonously
boy.
Hannah drone on and whine like he always does.
Saul's a big question mark. We don't know. We just.
I'm not gonna lie. I am so impressed with Saul's ability to rock a promo like no other when it comes to being rookie. He's probably my favorite rookie to rock some promos. I am so impressed with them. Usually, sometimes it takes a little bit, but he's coming in hot with it.
Well, it's because he used to be a wrestler and used to have to do the promo. So like you can like as soon as you hear that, like you're like, oh my god, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, I would have been on draft day. I would have been a much better single player than I would have been an IG player. That is
Saul
a
has
long
put
time
in
ago now.
mad work. Like we've been texting and like anything that he needed, like help wise, he's reached out. Like I'm always there to like talk. We talk strategies and stuff like that. So it's been we've been working really hard.
There never was because you're.
I'm excited to see it really come out. See what's sticking.
Because
I know.
You don't have.
Not to mention though, going up the first match. Look. He looks like he's constipated. Let's calm down.
On Schmodown backstage.
Well, sometimes your brain does that, and then it expresses it through your face.
You're reading today, but
very true.
I'm not afraid of any of these idiots. I'm going to show to the world that I'm the real deal. I'm gonna burn.
Not kidding, Travis. Only reading about Hannah is that beard, the fellow beard bro. I feel it. Yeah, beard's a pretty
great beard too.
In front of us.
Yeah,
that's a sexy beard you got, Travis.
That's how we deal with our
Jeremiah, Nerd Chronic is the GOAT.
100%.
Yeah. Like Merle, Roca, and everything, those are all great suggestions. But Eric.
Just like yours.
If
Eric is really
honestly, everybody was nominating or saying that
not to get political, but
I mean, if Nerd Chronic doesn't even get like considered for the Yodi Award this year, like I don't know what we're doing.
Well, the thing is, everyone knows who he is at this point. He's not just like a casual guy that's behind the scenes. He's actively involved with the community. His face is out there with Video Drew, and also he's actively involved with us. A lot of these individuals face to face.
Yeah, we had some conversations.
He's also doing so much more work now during the whole like
she does. You can't. Grace has no heart. She's not going to be like, oh yeah, poor guy. She's like, screw him.
And he's still like
a job and
shit. Like he's amazing. I absolutely love him.
Lighting up Twitter in a
not to mention he's just he's a babe. He's a cutie.
Introduced the chicken sandwich.
He's awesome. He's not on Megan Pitch.
He turned on his good friend
He is a
Kevin
chili
Smith.
to my
If you look at his
Fritos.
show and what happened there, he turned on everybody. Turned on
quietest
Janine,
man
turned on
I think
Call to
I've
Action.
ever
He's
met,
turned on
which is
everybody.
really funny
Now,
because like
teaming
we're
up with
in
the
this
like,
environment where we're all just like type A's and just loud assholes.
Made Grace Hancock
and he is just
I don't know
like
how
the
they did it.
sweetest,
I don't know how they did
quietest
it,
dude. But every now and then he'll open his mouth and say something, you're like,
with that being said, we're going to bring in said managers, Robert Meyer Burnett, Grace Hancock, and guys,
lionesses.
This is something. Robert, look at the smile on your face. Robert, I have to ask you, man.
Brian says Yodiwar should go to McWeenie over Nerd Chronic. Interesting.
You didn't know what you were doing. That you were going to be in dead last. Well, you certainly aren't in dead last.
For sure.
Maybe some good moves. You picked up Ken Knapsack in Star Wars.
Somebody who has
was washed up in Star Wars. Grace says that Sean Sullivan
advanced the Schmodown like in
how do
so
you
many ways, and help
this match
provide
with Brandon Hanna
the ways
Saul.
that it.
Well, you know, to be honest,
they're talking. My brain is
last
lost.
Year,
this is why I can't compete with
I
people.
felt I didn't get to know Brandon very much. I didn't know what
the
he was
Yodi Award
really
is supposed to go to somebody who has done exceptional work and helped the Schmodown itself advance and push it. And I don't think that anybody else has done that better than
and I knew
Eric. McWeenie was amazing, but he retired, and it's not a retirement award.
Yes, that's true.
I was going to figure that out.
That's very true.
Now, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Who knew that I would get?
And also talk about weight loss. McWeenie has lost a ton of weight.
He's not vegan, but he's like keto or has some diet. He is, and not to mention he's fantastic.
Agreed to trade him.
So impressed.
Yeah, he's like, you can see it on his Instagram. He's just like beaming. He's so happy. He feels so good. He's just
going to be the resurrection of the Burning Droogs for the latter half of this season. And I don't know what Saul's going to do. Honestly, I don't know. And I'll admit, man, I have bet it all. I've bet it all.
I don't think Robert Meyer Burnett
is a
knew
great
he was
player
doing
too.
it all this
Let's
season.
not count him out. But I think that Brandon Hanna is going to be the man.
I feel like it's a whole conversation about whether or not we should.
I've never seen
what the Droogs should.
Anyone
their next step should be. There's a lot of conversation about who's going to step up and potentially take that role. I've heard whispers of Ken Knapsack coming in high, or
well done.
I heard whispers of.
We know that you're very proud of him.
My
I got to ask you. I know that you and Brandon were pretty close when he was on the den.
Not going to happen, but in a perfect world, I would love for that to happen.
Explained why on many shows.
Brian Chandler, I think would be a really great pick.
He's been taking shots at everybody. How do you feel
Grace
about
Hancock?
Brandon
Maybe
Hanna
there
and
could
how
be
this thing is
some
gonna
kind
go
of
down here?
fight between her and Kate, and she's like, "Screw it, I'm going to take over the Droogs."
Ranked about 80%.
That would be a
I can't even tell you.
I get along beautifully.
Jonathan Harris potentially.
That's your hashtag.
That could be funny.
Won a match.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good opportunities.
I gotta tell you, I don't know
for
if
the
it's
new leader of the
Droogs or what.
Wait, that's an Appletini popsicle situation.
Yeah, you can buy them at Costco.
You bet it all.
What? Yeah, you can buy boozy ice flavored ice for the thingies treats at Costco.
I don't know.
Right
Come
now.
on, man.
I need one. I need those Appletini popsicles.
Being nice, we know.
Can I
we
order
know
them
how you feel
online,
about Hannah.
or do I have to go to
don't
Costco?
care about Hannah. Did you
just
ever?
Message Kate. Send her a DM.
I mean, it's almost like asking me.
Send them over from California to St. Louis.
I don't.
It'll be fine.
I don't. And I
right?
think that they end up where they're supposed to be a lot of the time. Look, 80%. Good luck, kid. This is not an 80% group, okay?
You have to beat them now, that's fine. You are the lioness. I'll give you one.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to charge her for that one later. We got to swear jar in the den.
Yeah,
are they sticking to that swear rule?
I know nothing about Saul.
I feel like they're not.
I mean, I know
him
from conversations. If he's any good, you look like a genius.
Well,
if he's terrible,
there's
then
as far as I'm concerned, there are no rules at this point because we don't have a rule book, which we have been waiting and dying for.
I'm hoping that'll be a big situation, but we haven't really seen that
before we get out of here.
Been any kind of consequences directly from thing like they kind of mentioned.
Any reputation?
Yeah, nothing's been enforced. Nothing's been sent out about it. I mean, obviously there are rules, and we all abide by them.
All I can say. And you know what?
But like there are no
we're always like at the
there are
end
no
of the
official
line
rules.
no one believes
the
in
rule
us.
book has not been sent out. I've heard that it's done. I've heard that it's just like been reviewed in committee for like
wearing a bowler hat that's on fire.
Months at this point.
And understand what the Burning Droogs mean to the leagues, and more especially what we mean to ourselves, which is greatness.
All right.
Great.
That was almost Dagnino-esque.
So I got to tell you,
Almost.
I'm excited
Almost.
about.
No one can
about what this man of mystery's got in store.
Dagnito's
Well, we're
place.
about to
No one
find
can.
out. All right, I'd like to thank Grace
No one can impersonate
and
him.
Robert.
Like it's just
and
impossible. You know.
Kate
No,
Mulligan.
but it had that like
And you
that
can already
essence
tell
of
the managers
Dagnino
are heated up.
with
They are ready
that
to go.
phrasing.
This is going to be pretty
That was
intense.
great. I actually really like that. We're here to find out what we can do ourselves, which is great.
Well-timed F-bomb. We got classic Robert Byerman that's saying he's going to let his competitors have the last word.
See, that's why I love Grace
On for 3 more
handling the
paragraphs.
den,
And we got
because she just
classic
like says it how it is. I love the balance between Kate and Grace.
There we go.
Yeah. Hashtag win.
Because one is Mama who like hand makes your sandwiches and lunches before you leave for school, and the other one like hands you a shiv in case any of the other kids at school like get out of hand. Like that's the balance we have in the den.
Yes. You know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. And you got a lot of interesting characters, a lot of wonderful characters with the den. So I can only imagine how Kate and Grace have to sometimes like reel in you guys in some situations. Like I can't imagine you guys at like a family dinner. Like actually, scratch that. I can imagine you guys at like an all-you-eat buffet, like at Ryan's or Golden Corral.
On Brandon Hanna right now.
You know,
I don't even know if
you know what I'm talking about.
But I know that
Well, we have Golden. We don't have Ryan's out here, but I know what you're talking about. I've been to a Ryan's.
Well done. All right. So with that,
I love when Mark just kind of like gets Christian giggling to himself, but then, like it's a rolling giggle, and he'll start and then stop and then have to keep going again. They're just like my favorites.
Yeah. It really seems like it's if you're able to get a comedian to genuinely laugh, it feels like you did something right, you know?
Oh my god, there's no greater joy in my life than when I get Mark laughing. Like when I can make Mark Belly laugh, I'm like, yes. I'm like, this is proof that I'm funny.
So fun.
Okay, first of all, thank you for this theme song. It is so good. It's just the best.
Is Saul.
It's everything I wanted this theme song to be. Yeah, it's my boy.
You are here. You're debuting. You want to be doing this for a long time. You're debuting, and not only are you debuting, you're debuting against Brandon Hanna. How you feeling?
Still good. Yeah, we'll work on his lighting for next time.
I'm ready.
Anything to say about Brandon Hanna? You know, there's some choice words between you two over the last couple of weeks on Twitter, and I mean, you created a Twitter account just to post videos about this guy. So how do you any words about him that you want to say before
you hear that echo?
You want to wait until he gets here?
Congratulations on letting it
I
all
hear an
burn
echo,
down.
but that just could be me and the drugs. So,
That could be me
Saul, we'll
because
see in just a second.
I
Saul
took my
is
headphones
here.
off. It was just so it's probably me, so I can like put it back on now.
Representing
it's fine.
the Burning
You guys hear an echo?
with a record.
I know.
Comment send us a comment if you hear an echo or if
You guys let us know if it is Echo Central or no, or is Rachel just going cray cray?
I mean, I'm already there. It just depends on if it's just for me. Wait, Zeke asked a question. Is there anyone else Harloff lets get away without having a nickname? I mean, occasionally we don't. Like, he literally came up with mine.
I'm doing great.
Like, right before one of my matches.
Saul, Kate's somewhere backstage. Hi, Kate. Yeah. Let's, I mean, I'm here to do what I said I was going to do because I'm a man who, like my manager, Robert Meyer Burnett, preaches the truth.
Preach.
I'm here to
What a
knock that
word.
idiot out.
That's interesting wording.
Idiot. Do you have Saul? Any words? Anyone response here to Brandon Hanna?
I'm glad the echoing has
discontinued. Show you and all of
That what has discontinued?
The echoing. Since I switched to headphones, it has stopped. So thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have Saul and Hanna. You can feel it, Mark. You can feel that
Saul doesn't even like need a nickname. He's like Video Drew. It's just Saul. Like we have Saul and Tom, and that's good. Like we don't need anything else.
Is Saul the best nickname in Schmodown? Is it a nickname or is it just a name?
If his name is Solomon, then yes, it is a nickname.
That's true.
You're gonna
That's
have
true.
10 questions from 10 different corners of Inner
It could be Saliva. I don't know.
Oh,
that'd be really
There is
awful.
no
that would be terrible.
One of my mom's friend, her
You have
last
15
name
seconds
is
to write down your
it's
best
obviously it's a
attempted
family
answer
name,
on
but no one
whatever
ever
sort of
changes. Their
tablet
last
you
name
have in front
is
of you with whatever
Vagina.
sort of utensil you prefer
Like,
to write with.
actually-
Once we ask you,
I mean,
by
if you're
name,
not going to be an OBGYN, like, what are you doing with your life?
show what you
Like,
wrote to the
why?
camera at the same time you verbalize your
I-
answer.
I mean,
into
but do
your
the women
phone.
change it when they get married?
Like I said, no penalty for
The
missing
men
questions,
haven't,
no stealing.
and
Okay.
apparently some of the women have. But I mean, as far as I know, my mom's friend, she's not married or she did get a divorce, but she still has the name.
Wow.
So and she's
That's
like
a
in her late
choice.
50s, early
By your
60s,
manager
and I was
at
like,
That is-
okay.
That is some family loyalty.
She lives in
all
Texas,
yours.
so
Oh, so
We
it's
asked
vagina.
Are you ready?
maybe it's like all about the twang
Brandon
you say
Hanna, are
with
you
it.
ready?
You never know.
Ready.
Then let's get ready to Schmodown.
I miss
That's right.
hearing the
3
cheers
rounds,
after that.
ladies and
It makes me
gentlemen, and
so
here is the
I know.
first
sad.
question in the
Oh,
realm of
I
inner
wanna cry today.
MCU. Here we go.
MCU, okay.
In
feel
the
like I should be
final
playing
scene
along.
of the Incredible Hulk, who visits General
Oh,
Ross?
or no, the
Tony
character,
Stark.
the actor. It's RDJ.
Christian, I always advise people.
Yeah,
not
it's
to
Tony
get
Stark.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna grab my.
Are you
Keep
playing?
playing. Keep playing. You're good.
Playing. Okay.
gained or lost followers.
Who is
since
gonna-
this tirade has been
Who
I
is
don't
gonna
think he
win
cares.
today? Is it
5,
Rachel or is it me?
4,
That is the real thing.
2,
That's what we're gonna
1,
find
pens
out.
down,
Well, we both
and-
got the first one, so we don't
Yeah.
need to write that
It-
down.
That's true.
Tony Stark.
Yes, it is. Brandon Hanna.
You're right. I don't care, and it's Tony Stark.
Yes, there you go. Tony Stark. It is 1-1.
Such an
All
ass. I
right,
love
gentlemen,
it.
moving on to your next question. This is in the world of Star Wars, that galaxy far,
Nothing
far
but
away.
Star Wars.
When I think I just think of Star
Maz
Wars,
Kanata says, whose shadow is spreading across the galaxy? I think I would too. I would also
What the
know any
fuck kind of
questions you
question
have,
is
Christian,
that?
about the Alec Baldwin film, The Shadow.
I'm about to tell you, but I can't. 5, 4, 3,
Good movie.
Ow,
2,
mother.
1. Pens down. And Brandon.
That would be the First Order.
Oh, I
Yes.
said the Republic.
Snoke.
That is
I put,
incorrect. All right, so
the
finds himself
P1.
1-1, and I see
It's
Quinn
not
from Robert Meyer
Palestine. Good
Burnett
lord,
on the other
it's
side.
I can't remember the
All right.
word,
Next
the character
question.
name. It's
Next
bad.
question
I don't
here.
know Star Wars.
Middle Earth. In the Two Towers, what does Gollum warn Frodo and Sam not to follow in the Dead Marshes?
I literally just rewatched the trilogy, the extended edition.
What they think?
I need to rewatch. It's been a while since I've seen it.
I had
seen
I
that.
had never seen the extended editions though, so it took me like, yeah, I was so stoked.
Nice.
5, 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got it.
One.
I had it.
Hands down, and we start with Saul.
The lights.
The light.
Oh,
Yes, sir. And
I
Brandon.
had goblins.
That'd be Don't Follow the Lights.
Yes, sir. All right.
Oh, I'm thinking of the
3-2,
wrong
the
scene. My
Hitman
bad. My bad.
Still has the lead here.
I'm completely lost.
Follow the lights, but feel free to hit the lights.
I'm not a
Next
competitor,
question
my
is in
dude.
the
What
world
can I
of
say?
DC movies. Who
DC.
plays Dr. Chase Meridian
Oh.
in the film Batman
I got it.
Forever? Christian, were you already done with your high school slow dance days by the time this movie came out?
I would
Sam
love-
had a great
I'm not
song.
gonna lie.
You could
Actually,
really
like in
get up
Batman
close and
Forever,
personal.
like is it a great
I
movie?
did 5,
No. Is it a fun time?
4,
Yes. And it's
3,
probably one of my favorite
2,
adaptations
1.
of
Hands down, and Brandon
of
Hanna.
adaptations
Nicole
of Gotham in a movie.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole
Yes,
Kidman.
it is. And Saul.
Nicole Kidman.
I
Also
love that
you.
movie for its ridiculousness, but like I always
So,
confuse like Batman Forever, Batman and
1 point
Robin, like
behind the
those all
Hitman.
just get kind of like
Number
muddled into my brain. I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
how do I
Marvel.
separate them?
Seal.
Marvel.
Kiss from a rose.
Ian Grufford plays Marvel superhero in 2 films.
Oh,
Christian, Saul.
Why is my
Baker's
brain breaking today?
His handwriting immaculate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm
Very
gonna
good. Not gonna lie to you.
And only
And
2 of them?
maybe. I'm
Five.
guessing.
Great comment, Christian.
Oh, Marvel, not SV, not MCU. I'm off.
1. Pens down, please.
I have no idea.
I had Thor and
2.
Thor too.
Saul.
Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic.
Yes.
I haven't seen any of those movies.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of them.
Next question there, Mark.
They're okay. I mean, definitely watch the first one, like the very first one with Chris Evans, that's the Human Torch.
Yeah.
He burns his clothes off, and he's pretty.
There's this, I can't remember her name, but she did this little, like, it was like a TikTok video of her, like, responding to Chris Evans in an interview. And she's like, oh my gosh. And it's something I was, like, watching, I was like,
I actually think that I reposted, like, I think I retweeted that, and I was like, girl is preaching the truth. How he's, like, checking out that girl in her boots.
Oh,
and he's like, look at him, looking at her over the
Isn't it like he is like low key like a foot fetishist or a shoe fetishist?
Yes, it
It's
is.
Minerva.
And Saul?
Obviously.
I have no idea.
Big
Yes.
move.
I do think
like,
that,
One
do you
point.
think that he has a thing for girls with a little more melanin in their skin than I will ever have?
Star Trek.
Which, like,
The
every
Borg
time
appears
I
in
have no
what?
clue.
Star Trek.
What?
This
Brandon was
one?
super happy about this. Can you just put the number down and guess?
At one of the most celebrated voices in Star Trek punditry.
He is indeed.
He loves Into Darkness. That's his favorite of all time.
I don't know.
4. He's screaming at the
I was
computer. 3.
going to start like watching
1,
all of
10,
the treks, which made
9,
Brandon very happy, but the first
Sir.
I
And
put
That
Generations,
would be
New,
Star Trek first
Star
time.
Trek, New Generation.
Okay.
Yes!
I could picture
7,
like the cover
6,
because that's the one with
6.
Tom Hardy,
Brandon
right?
has a 1-point
I think
lead
so.
over Saul as we get
Yeah.
to number.
Yeah,
I've
because
never
he's like,
That corresponds to the world of the
I remember the cover where he's like,
DCEU.
"Ah."
And your question.
And he's like in this
the
big
post-credit
suit thing.
scene of Justice League, the Joss Whedon version.
Oh,
What villain tries to join Lex Luthor on his?
oh wait, no, it's
Okay,
not.
Kristen, I'm going to give you a day. Lex Luthor says, "Do you want to come hang out on the yacht?" Do you go?
No.
no, because it's Jesse Eisenberg, and that guy seems like a huge human tool.
Great.
That's
Like,
true. I would have still
Two,
gone to the yacht though,
one,
because you know,
down, please. And we go
it's
with
still
Brandon
a good time.
That would be Deathstroke.
Mm-hmm.
It is Deathstroke.
Damn it,
and
I
Saul.
put Deadshot.
Ha!
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I like this
Oh,
fight. I like
crap.
the fight so far. It is a
Are we
scrap.
tied up? Are you at 5?
We thought it
I'm
was
at
gonna be.
4.
Here we go. Number 9.
Oh, that's right.
Heroes and Villains.
Oh man.
What late night talk show lent his host voice to the Riddler
What?
in the Lego Batman movie?
No, what late night?
Writers really can't play with this
Wait,
one, and
wait.
they're throwing a good mix of questions
The
in here.
Riddler.
I like what we
I
got
think
here.
I got
the
it. I think I
challenges.
got
like the
it.
way that they're,
Maybe, maybe
they're
not.
really making
Probably
these guys
not.
work.
Definitely
And
not.
5, 4, 3.
Absolutely
2.
not.
It's not this, but I put James Corden. I could not pull his name.
I put Conan.
Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
You didn't miss that one. Brandon Hanna is perfect. That accuracy rate is.
I had Co, and I was like, is it
He has an
Corden or
opportunity to
is
get a
it
perfect
Conan?
round
And I
here.
just
Should he get
I was
always go with the redhead, guys. Always go with the
that's
redhead.
only
Yeah,
1 point
the one with the
behind.
bigger hair,
9-8 as
for
we get
sure.
into this last question mark.
And
He just
Christian,
looks
that
like
last
the
question,
Riddler. He
the
does.
world of mixed
Physically
bag. Reach your
speaking,
hand in. Could
like
be
you
Star
can hear him
Wars,
like
could be
in these
Star
like
Trek, could be a dead
ridiculous
lizard.
green
Here's your
outfits and be
question.
like, with the king.
You'll find Colonel Stars and Stripes as portrayed by
Oh.
Jim Carrey in what
Oh,
2013 film? Christian, speaking of late night talk show hosts, who is your GOAT? Who's your favorite of all time?
Ken Knapsack.
It
5,
confuses me that
4,
Colonel is spelled that way, but there's
3,
no R when it's
2,
pronounced Colonel.
1, pen down.
It's so
and
confusing.
Brandon.
Kick ass.
That would be
Kick ass
2.
2.
Friend and
Ha!
Saul.
Sorry.
Kick ass too. Are we allowed to say that on the air?
You can, Brennan. All right, look at this.
What's the
It is
score
a scrap.
for first round?
10-9, but Brandon Hanna did
I
get
got 6.
absolutely nothing wrong.
I got 5.
So
Ah!
he is going to get one question.
Call me a
Brandon, You do
champion.
not have to write this one down, and this is just for
What's
you.
up, champ?
So we're going to ask you this question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. In the film Batman
Absolutely
Returns,
nothing.
who
Oh!
played Penguin's father?
Wait, I know this one.
Oh, wait. Oh, can we put that down? No, you wouldn't
5,
get it. Okay.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm not going to pull it. It's Pee Wee Herman, but I don't know.
Paul Rubens.
Paul
Yeah, I had
Rubens
Pee
is
Wee
his name.
Herman.
Paul Rubens is his name. Missed out
But
one, you still
he's
have a
also
1 point lead
he
over
also
Saul
plays
here
Oswald
as we get
Cobblepot's
into round
father
number 2.
in
Mark, it
Gotham.
is
So
the
that's
fight we
really
hoped
kind of
it
cool
would be.
having that
Round number 2, how does it go?
tie-in.
Oh, wait,
so
They just did such a good
and
job. They're like, let's
I
just
would be
bring him back.
1-0 up on Brandon Hanna if that was the only question so
Just
far.
saying, I am
In
super
round
impressed with
number
Saul
2,
coming
this
out
is
hot
known as
with
the wheel. That's the
9
electronic wheel.
points.
It's back,
That is
and it's better
amazing.
and shinier.
So
Amazing.
impressive.
So round number
Yeah.
2, each
I'm
competitor
kicking myself over my kick-ass 2 because I was like, it's 2, right? And I was like, no, because he replaces Big Daddy. And I'm like, wait, no, Big Daddy dies at the beginning of 2, not 1. And it was a whole thing. My brain was a mess.
Yeah.
Guys, I haven't, don't judge too harshly. I literally have not played along or played a match in like 2.5 months. Jeremiah Morris! Oh, shit.
Your little
I
apartment
think
or mansion.
aren't you in the chat? Yeah.
Yes, he is. What up?
Check out the
What up,
Schmodown
baby?
Patreon today and select which tier
It's a
is
much.
right for you.
Yes,
so Jeremiah's
so good.
wheel,
They
he
do
wanted
make
the
dies. Just saying.
tag definitely on that.
People
If
do.
I can get to this shade of awful yellow, you can get to red on your beard.
is going to be worth 2
Lucas
points.
does have
There's no
shades
penalty
of
for
red
missing
in
the
his
question.
beard,
However,
which is kind of
stealing
interesting. He has
is
like both
available in round
brown,
number 2.
there's
So
like
if you're not sure
random
of the
red
answer, ask us for
hairs,
multiple
there's
choice.
blonde hairs.
Four options,
It's
one
fun.
of
I didn't know that Lucas was a brunette. I thought that he was just like a very like dark, like ashy blonde. And then when I saw him the other night, like that is brown hair.
That is full on brown hair.
Maybe
He
narrow
used to
that
be like a platinum blonde.
10
He looked.
to
He used to
9.
be like a
He is
baby
gonna
Draco
get to
Malfoy.
choose whether he
It's
wants to
the dark
go
hair didn't like pop in
Brandon,
until a little bit
Brandon,
later.
and his manager, Robert Meyer
Amazing.
Burnett of the Burning Droogs,
Now-
to have a little consultation.
Lucas, I have shades of gray in my beard too. Yeah, let's just brag about how you can grow old like gracefully.
You have
Jerk.
about 15 seconds to
What
talk
a
it out about
weenie.
what you want to do.
Well, what an incredible match. First
Well,
of all,
let's look at these slices real
I'm
quick.
overjoyed, Brandon.
Now,
That was
what
amazing.
are the slices?
Yeah.
Thank you.
What do you want to do? How do you feel? I don't want to. I
I
don't
would
want to interrupt your
He's gonna defer, isn't he?
5.
Then first it is, my
Okay.
friend.
4.
Now,
Oh, he
if
goes
you're
for
going
the-
first, okay.
Here,
Now, something
you're
I
going
do want to
first?
get your opinion on real quickly. It's if you're going first, it shows that you're confident in your wheel. 2, it shows that the wheel, you think, statistically speaking, the wheel is in your favor. So you like at least 65% of the slices that are on the wheel. That you're confident enough in those slices. What do you think about that?
Everybody has so many different theories that I can agree with parts of that.
Mhm.
I literally just go on instinct.
Really?
There's so many variables. It's like who's ahead by how much? What did they miss? Is what they missed a category that's a slice on the wheel? It's different when you're doing IG and like singles teams because there are so many more slices in singles and teams than there are in IG. So the likelihood of them of the category that they missed a question in being on the wheel is much higher. It's how cutthroat or how laid back the match has been, how close you guys are in points. Like it's there's a lot taken, and for me there's no set like if you're ahead and go first, if you're behind like hope that you get to go first. Like there's no mentality for that for me.
Well, the thing is, I don't like looking at a wheel and going off of gut instinct personally, just because I want to go by the numbers. I want evidence to back up how I can use the numbers to my advantage. So if I pick first, it shows that I'm confident in the wheel, where I like a heavier percentage. Now, if I go second, if I choose to go second, that means not only am I less confident in the wheel, statistically speaking, numbers wise, but also it actually the first person, psychologically that would help, but also the first person would also they would be more likely to get a slice that would actually increase your chances of getting a slice that you like as well. So
yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it, but it's also like because I haven't played a match online, so I don't know how much prep time they get for like the wheel slices and being told what will like the slices that will be on the wheel, because I know that when we do a live studio match, you literally have maybe a half hour to like look at the wheel and like debate whether or not it's fair, or if it's like, or if you really get to like you have maybe a half hour to get to have that talk with your partner or your manager, or just with yourself, and just or with anybody else who's around. So like doing matches on here, I can it's a really stressful. It puts more pressure on you as a player, because you don't have a lot of that support, because there's so many things that they should be able to talk about in private that could help their opponent.
Totally.
You know, because you don't want to be like, oh, dude, DCEU's on here. Like, I'm not like, or DC's on there. I'm much better at DCEU than I'm at DC. So like, what do you think? Like, you can't have that conversation with these type of matches. So it's a real interesting thing that's going on right now, but I think it's being handled very well. And I think that, there's no perfect formula that anybody's found to spinning a wheel, because it does still come down to luck. A lot of it comes down to chance when you spin it. Like,
everyone's gonna do the best that they can, and fingers crossed I get a slice that they like. But at the end of the day, especially when it comes to IG, you got to be dang near confident in just about every single slice. You can't go into a slice being like, I know nothing about Star Trek or DCEU or scores and soundtracks. Like, as an IG competitor, you can kind of swing that for singles or teams, but when it comes
you can play the odds.
IG, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can play. It's more acceptable to play the odds, mainly because there are so many different like categories and all that stuff that like no one is going to be like 100% on 100% of the categories.
Yes.
So you do sometimes have to like play the odds when you go to multiple choice. But like for IG, you really do have to have like nothing can be a weakness. It's just a lesser strength. Like
exactly.
You can't go in and be like, oh, like you can't Makuga and be like, I never watch horror, and then like magically get like answers right,
it's not gonna happen.
You just don't do it.
A 2-pointer in IG is like a 5-pointer in the other leagues. So
usually it's about a 3.5.
Yeah, depending on where you are. To me, they're like 5, but okay. Let's just go ahead and dive into it again.
Going first.
All right.
Let's do this.
Great coaching. Thank you, Brent.
I'm still going to play along because I want to see how I play with each of them.
Okay, we got.
So here is the wheel. Robert Meyer,
DCEU, Wizarding World, Spinners, and Opponent's Choice, MCU, Star Wars, Mixed Bag, Star Trek.
Villains and Heroes, and now I'm having a seizure. Okay.
Heroes and Villains is a very deceiving deceivingly difficult.
I'll stick with it.
Yeah, of course he's going to stick with it.
All right, so we are going to drop you out of here, Burnett. We're going to bring Saul back in. Saul, I need your hands exactly where they are right now. That's right. So Saul, remember, you can steal on these if
I'm a little sad that we took the IG slices off the wheel for singles and teams because they're all movies, so what does it matter?
All right, here we go.
All right, Brandon. This is the Wizarding World, so it could be about Harry Potter or those other 2 dreadful movies.
Especially like right now, what's going on. I wonder if they're even going to continue those movies.
On the post of Potions Master at Hogwarts in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Horace something.
That would be Horace
Slughorn, yeah.
I'm saying Horace Grant of that world. You are correct for 2 points.
Yeah.
I would have gotten that had I gotten multiple. It did not pop into my head immediately.
Has not missed besides the bonus question.
That's right. Brandon, your next question for 2 more points. Who plays Professor Lupin in the Harry Potter series?
Oh, it's what's his face?
David Thewlis.
And
I would have
2
gotten
more
multiple
points,
choice.
His lead has
Ares from Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Brandon, your third question for
with
2
that
more.
weird stash.
What location served as the headquarters for Dumbledore's army?
The Room of Requirement.
Order of the Phoenix.
That would be the Room of Requirement.
Wow.
Come and Go Room. Correct.
You know what, Jeremiah? I like those dreadful movies also, but only because of Dan Fogler. I have a massive love movie boner for him.
Crimes of Grindelwald. What is the name of the ruthless bounty hunter who is revealed to be a follower of Grindelwald?
Ooh, I don't remember his name. I remember his face.
I do not remember this at all.
Multiple choice.
I can provide that. Is it A, Yusef Kama, B, Gunnar Grimson, C, Nicholas Flamel, or D, Percival Graves?
B, Gunnar.
Yeah. I'm like, it's not C or D, obviously.
B is correct for a point.
Yep.
Very good. Last one.
All right, so Brandon Hanna, so far, Christian, 7 points in this round.
Lucas
No
Django
steals on the table yet for Saul. See what happens in this last question.
I actually
Brandon,
really
for 2
like that
points,
one. I
the
really
final
do.
question,
I liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
What is the name of the Thunderbird who Newt travels to America to free in Fantastic Beasts?
To set free, actually.
As in Frank
Phoenix?
Janish, your old friend. 2
Frank the
points
Phoenix.
for Brandon Hanna.
Wow, so Brandon Hanna has
got
a
that.
phenomenal round.
It was
Only
a
has to
Phoenix?
go to multiple choice once.
Yeah,
but
he was a
still
Phoenix.
Does not miss.
But his name was
no
Frank.
opportunities for Saul to pick
I
up
was-
points there. Sees
I
himself
was
with a
right. I
10-point
went after
lead.
guessing.
All right, here we go.
Nice.
So Kate Mulligan is here. The Den Mother is
I
here
pulled
with
a
Saul.
Makuga.
And here is the wheel. All right, Saul, you're up, and here is the spin.
I mean, what
Round and
was
round
he
it
going to call him?
goes.
Smokey?
You like
That's a little
Chronic
dark.
Wheel,
That'd be funny.
much lighter.
Or
Put in my
Yusuf.
car.
I don't know.
The DCEU.
Ooh, DCEU.
Say again, please.
Spinning again. away from
DCEU
Here it
is
Final
because
spin.
there's
Gotta
so
take
few
what you
movies
get
within
here.
the
Here's
DCEU.
the
The
Okay,
2-pointers are
Christian.
still
Anything but
very
Wizarding World,
deep
and
cuts.
he's
You
got
can
three
argue they're
questions.
definitely like more on the scale of
Got
like
himself the MCU.
3-pointers.
Yes, but most of them
MCU.
are also
All right,
like
Saul,
terrible,
you got the
terrible movies
MCU.
that I never want to
5
rewatch.
questions in the world of the
Truth.
MCU. Are
That's
you
not
ready?
even.
Ready?
All right, here we go. Saul, what name did Black Widow use while working undercover at Stark Industries
F.
in Iron Man 2?
Oh my gosh, I know
Yes,
this.
it is. 2 points for Saul.
I didn't know it in
All
time.
here
I
is
would have had to go on multiple
number
choice.
2.
I probably would have gotten it on multiple. I'm giving
Who plays
myself a
the
point for that.
criminal Max Gargan in Spider-Man: Homecoming?
Donald Glover, right?
No.
Michael Keaton.
It's incorrect for the 2-point steal, Brandon.
Shit.
Well, let's say Donald Glover. He's not a criminal.
Logan Marshall Green.
You're looking for Michael Mando. Michael
Damn
Mando.
it.
Oh, that
You were
is.
looking for in that one. Here's
It's
question.
been a while
number
Oh.
3.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Before
I should probably
Ragnarok.
go rewatch that.
An instrumental version of what Willy Wonka and the Chocolate song is playing as Thor is restrained and getting a virtual tour of Sakaar.
Oh, F.
I think I remember. I don't know.
In the world of pure imagination, right?
Yeah, it is pure imagination.
Multiple choice.
Yeah, I was writing
Is
it
it
down.
A, Cheer Up Charlie? B,
No.
Pure Imagination? C, The Wondrous Boat Ride?
That's
The Wondrous
terrifying.
Boat Ride is
Golden-
terrifying. No.
Pure imagination.
For 1 point, that is correct.
Yeah.
I had
I
it
got
before.
you.
Multiple choice.
All right,
Just
so we
saying.
now have
Just
question
saying.
number
2
We
4.
both
points.
did.
Hot Wonka.
Question number 4.
Don't
Here
do
we go.
that, Danny.
Hot Wonka.
New film features performances by Derek Luke and Richard Armitage.
Oh,
America, the
F.
First Avenger.
For 2 more points.
that guy.
Here you go, Saul.
Really? Who is
Yep.
All right, here we
where
go,
is
Saul, last
Richard
one.
Armitage in that movie?
In
He
Ant-Man,
was a security guard, I believe.
Van Dyne and Darren Cross have forced Hank Pym out of his own company, which is named what?
Oh,
I don't know that.
Pym Industries, right?
Correct. All right.
Oh, no, it makes
So-
sense. Yeah.
We see ourselves at 1916. Saul's a little mad at himself.
So
He
I'm
is
at 11 with Saul and 12 with Brandon.
right here
Okay,
against
I'm at
Hannah
6.
as we get into the 3rd and final round, Mark.
I have 13
Christian, I don't know
with-
that I'm so impressed
with
Brandon,
Brandon
Hanna, but knowing
and
nothing about Saul's
8
ability, this is
with
quite a-
Saul.
The kid is playing magnificently, yet he still trails by 3
So,
as we enter into round number. This is the round that will determine the match.
Damn, I wonder if Saul had gone to the 2-point, if he had taken that 2-pointer that he guessed on, if he had gotten multiple, if he would have gotten it.
Need 3 numbers from
Well,
And
each.
also if that would make a difference in the end, because I have no idea who wins after this.
15. Each number corresponds to a different corner of movie trivia showdown inner geekdom know-how. Your first question is worth 2 points. Your next one is worth 3 points. The last one, 5 big points. So
I feel like every time I watch one of these, I feel like I need to call Ellis and be like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? I miss your voice."
What up?
he is
What up?
currently
What up, my
enjoying
dude?
a 3-point lead. So Brandon, we're gonna bring back your manager, Robert
Hi.
Meyer Burnett, for a little
Yeah.
consultation.
Now,
Should
going
you
into this,
require-
the final round, I've
You
got to
just did this
say
first
the
before that.
score
Let me
is
just make
pretty
sure that I
fantastic.
get-
I'm so impressed
Yeah.
with.
I'm just,
I am
I-
so impressed
my
with
genius
Saul
in getting you, Brandon.
and because MCU
once
is a
again,
very
I'm
deceivingly
just overjoyed
difficult.
at your performance.
It really is. There
A
are
lot of
20,
Yeah.
Are clearly
23
yours.
movies in the MCU. Like I remember a few years ago, it was like what, like
Go
16?
ahead and take
Yeah.
numbers, please.
And not to mention,
Been waiting a long
everyone
time to
thinks
say
that
these
they know
numbers, man.
MCU
4, 8,
Yeah.
and
because
15.
they're popular
4, 8,
movies. They're really
15
good.
for the
Everything we've all
Hitman.
seen
All
them,
right,
but
gentlemen, I'm gonna
how
drop down
good
for
they
a
actually
second
are is a very.
here.
I mean,
And
like
now
how
let's bring
well
back, Kate.
they are,
And
how well versed in
Saul,
the
you got
knowledge is a
3
very
number.
different
Kate, anything you
conversation.
want to say, or you're
Very
good?
true.
Hey, Saul, don't beat yourself up about that one because guess who didn't steal it from you?
It's true. That's a huge deal.
Gosh,
All right,
That
so
wasn't a
Saul-
it wasn't a 4-point swing.
She is so wonderful in every single way.
Boom!
That's my mama.
Drop Kate out here. Bring back.
It's funny, whenever I talk to my mom, she always asks how Kate is doing and refers to her as my other mother.
You are down by 3.
Well, there's
Gotta
good reason
answer
for
the
that.
first
She is
question.
wonderful.
You chose
Very
category
maternal.
number 1.
All right,
And I'm referring to the Apple TV popsicle
DC
situation
movies. DC
more than anything.
DC.
portrayed Rorschach in Watchmen.
Oh, I know his face, not his name.
Yes, sir. 2 points.
Jackie Earle Haley.
You see yourself
I
1
recognize
point
it.
behind Brandon. It is 19-8. You will find yourself with your first lead should you hit your 3-pointer here in category number 2, bouncing it back and forcing Hannah to answer some questions. Here's your question. Back to the Future.
Oh gosh, no.
What is the name of the principal at
Are
Marty's
you
school?
effing kidding me?
I don't remember.
Strickland is correct. 3
Jesus.
for
Wow.
Saul
That's my
at
boy.
him.
No TKO.
Lead over
Mind
Brandon
you.
Hanna. It is now 21-19. Brandon Hanna can tie the game here. He can tie the game if he hits his 2-pointer here, Mark, and he chose category number 4. Excuse me, category number 4. Yes.
It was number 4, Christian. That is Jim Harbaugh's jersey number. And Brandon Hanna, you have selected by proxy weapons, tech, vehicles, and objects.
Jesus.
And your question for 2 points to tie.
That is just
What
an
source
awful category.
source to Iron Man's various suits of armor?
Oh, the reactor arc.
Reactor.
He's a science buff, and so are you. We're tied.
All right, so now Brandon Hanna, we're going to stay with him, and he's got a chance to take back the lead here with his 3-pointer.
I know it was the arc reactor, not a reactor arc. I know. I had to get the words out to prove I knew it before.
I
Brandon
wonder
asked
if
me.
that would have
I knew
been
he knew it.
challenged if you had
Far
said
outer
that.
Space,
100%.
Star Trek.
I mean, to me,
All right,
it's the
well, there
same
we go.
thing. I would have never,
Okay,
I
Brandon,
wouldn't
your
have
Star
challenged
Trek
it. But
question,
in
3
a,
points.
if you're in this tournament
In
setting,
Star Trek: The Voyage Home.
Man,
What is the name of the maneuver that the crew uses to make a ship travel back in time?
I don't know.
The slingshot?
Never seen it. I've only seen like 1, maybe 2 Star Trek movies. The first one was like 2009's
3.
Star Trek.
Slingshot maneuver.
That is correct.
Ooh,
for 3
well
points.
done.
A slingshot
Slammy.
around the sun, Christian, and
Boom.
I've seen a few scenes from Beyond,
That
but I
was
haven't seen
impressive.
the
He took it
entire
down
movie.
to the wire there. So now we
Damn.
find ourselves in a really, really fun position here.
Go,
because
baby.
Saul has to hit his 5. If he hits his 5, he forces Brandon Hanna to hit his 5 and win the game. Saul's got to get it. It's the 5-pointer. It's a big one here. This is number.
I was
3.
very happy I got that one. That was a hard. I don't know Trek.
And Saul,
That's a
you
great
chose
question.
Simple, plain and simple.
The category of the MCU.
Because they like, I remember
The
them having to
category
like
of the
go
MCU.
around the sun.
Here is your 5 points.
MCU F.
In the Avengers, what chemical element does Loki make
Oh.
Hawkeye steal, which will stabilize the Tesseract's power?
F me.
I remember knowing it.
Palladium.
And your winner,
Shit.
ladies and gentlemen, Brandon the Hitman Hanna.
Solid
Looking
win.
for Iridium. Iridium is the answer. Saul, hell of a game.
Whatever.
Keep your head up. It was a great game. I got to drop you out here for a
Damn.
second, my man. You did it.
All right,
Brandon
now I'm gonna
Hanna,
open the door and he's
Robert
just gonna be
Meyer, Burnett.
gloating, like sitting on the
You
couch.
did it,
Like,
Hannah. Listen,
Of course.
you said you were
Goddamn
going to
thing.
do it. You did
Oh,
it.
and I
You
do want to
played
let you know,
great
Lucas,
against a
although I've
very,
not
very
seen any,
game
well, I
opponent in
have
Saul.
seen
This was not a pushover.
1.5
This is a
of
guy
the Star
that's
Trek
gonna
movies.
be
I have
around.
seen Galaxy Quest, and that
you
movie
showed
is
exactly
amazing.
what you've been
Galaxy
preaching,
Quest
man, that Star
is
Trek
the
was
best Star
great.
Trek movie,
He's had this
and
smirk on his face
Fanboys
like he
is
knew
the
this was gonna
best
happen.
Star
Is that
Wars
accurate?
movie, and I will die on that hill. I
It
do
is
not
one of
care.
the, also one of my favorite movies that depicts fandom, like fan culture. As
Both
well.
of them do.
And I feel like
Very
a lot
well.
of movies,
except
a
when he plays
lot of
me, of
movies
course.
are surrounding that
But,
don't do a very
yeah,
good job,
I mean,
or almost make
Palladium,
fun
wrong
of it.
movie, buddy.
which I
Wrong
think is sad.
movie. Great
But
attempt. Great
both
attempt.
of those,
you know what we
both
call
of those
attempts
movies
in
depict
this
fandom
league?
incredibly
Losses.
well, and in such a
But
great
without
way.
making fun of them at the same time.
And you
Like
are- you
they're
are
not
moving
talking
on.
down
You're
to the
gonna now
fans,
face,
the
you're gonna now
people that
face
love
the winner
these franchises.
of both Alex Damon and
Yeah.
Jen Kemp.
Woo.
Very interesting circumstances there. I gotta ask you now, Robert. You made the move. you traded for Brandon Hanna, and it looks like it was the right move because I'm not taking anything away from Kate Mulligan. She saw something in Saul, and she was right. Saul played great.
Yes, he did.
But
He did
Brandon
really
Hanna
fantastic,
was a little
especially
better
for a
today.
rookie.
I think it was over that 80%. How you feeling about your boy?
I have never seen such cool, fierce determination. He was never rattled.
Fierce
He never flinched. He just kept it together. It was an unbelievable.
The sources are
performance.
fun.
I'm so happy to have him on the Burning Droogs. And I have to say, I mean, this.
Wait,
was
so
the
who's the
performance
next match?
that
It's
I
Jen
knew
Kemp
that we
and
needed. This is a
Damon.
performance
Yes.
that is going to take this
Oh, that'll
man
be interesting.
right to the top
That will
of the
be.
inner geekdom. I don't
Alex
see
Damon, I
anyone
don't feel like
stopping him.
I am kind of
Look
curious.
at
He
that
is clear a
performance.
very
My
new
God.
character.
I
He's
mean, you
a
were
new
like
character. He's a
Ethan
very
Hunt in the
new
first Mission
competitor when it
Impossible,
comes to IG,
descending
and it
down and being
shows.
dropped above
When
the
he
floor.
competed in
Unbelievable. But no
Atlanta,
sweat
even
on
though
your
he is
brow.
he is very comfortable
Unbelievable.
competing in
Captain,
front of
again,
an
once again, I
audience.
said it to the beginning, and I got to give you
But
credit,
Jen
man.
Kemp,
When
I've
everyone
heard,
thinks that you're backed
is
into
a
a corner and
beast.
saying
lot
that
of good
your trades are
things.
crazy
So
and
I'm
this and
excited
that,
to see
well, you
how
find
that's
yourself
going to
with
work
3
out.
more points here, Captain. The Burning Droogs. Once again, look at those standings. You are jumping up the ranks here, my friend, and Brandon Hanna helped you do it today. Brandon, I got to ask one more question before we
I
let
wonder
you
what
go
the
here.
prize is going to be for the manager at the end who actually is
in
who
the
wins.
next round? Do you want Damon?
Because
Or
it
do you
hasn't
want
been
Kemp?
announced yet, right?
Oh,
As far as
don't
I know,
really
no.
care.
Well,
Honestly, I mean, it would.
Who do
it
you
would be
have coming out
fun
of
to play Alex
Kemp
Damon,
and
only
Damon?
to shut up all the idiot fans who think he's gonna somehow take this tournament because he's a Star Wars champ and apparently he performed well in some exhibition match that doesn't even count. So I don't know. I'd love to play him to shut them up, but I mean, if it's Jen Kemp, I'd like to stick it to the usual suspects, especially after the way I've been mistreated by people like Andrew Guy.
I honestly, I do feel like
I'm over it.
I would love to see either
I've burned a lot of bridges.
either
Let's burn
one
a
of
few
them
more.
go up
Why
against
not?
Hannah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And also,
Christian,
both
that was- I
factions
think
are in
Brandon pretty
desperate
much
need of
answered my
points
questions.
right
I
now.
was going to say,
Both
after
rock
this
stars
win, you
and
get
the
to
usual
breathe a little bit.
suspects.
Do you think you might try to
So,
take the glove?
with usual
maybe
suspects, I
put them
do have a
back
lot more
on and not be
confidence
so
in them
harsh on your
redeeming
fellow
themselves with
competitors, other
points
people in the showdown,
in
or
this
is
in
it- do you
singles
think that
and
because
teams.
you got to win with that attitude that
Versus
you're just
rock
gonna
stars,
keep this
I'm
truck
a little
rolling?
more iffy about.
Oh, I'm
having a
the
hard
truck
time
rolling
imagining
100%.
them
Yeah, you
really
are.
successfully
2 questions
rebounding.
today. Let's bring that down to 0 next time, and let's really make a statement.
Yeah, well, I mean, so look, you have both Kate Mulligan and Grace here, your former managers. Anything you want to say to them? Anything that you want to? I mean, I can
Brandon,
bring them
anything
on
you want
if
to
you'd like.
say?
If you'd like to say anything.
Oh,
to them.
I'd like to see you do that. I think you should bring them on.
I'll bring them on.
I'm like
Anything you
fully
wanna say here,
expecting him to
Hannah,
come through the
both,
door right now.
Grace and Kate.
Like the Kool-Aid
Kate.
man.
Brandon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't you look like the biggest idiot in the Schmodown right now? I mean, you already did. Oh, for the longest time, but wow. I mean, Robert Meyer Burnett just proving to be infinitely more wise than you or Grace. Grace just sits there with that smirk. I'm glad she showed up today, by the way, because she doesn't appear to show up half the time to any of your team's matches. So it's great that she was here for moral support, but it didn't really work too well. Yeah, so maybe if by some miracle Goddard can cheat his way to the finals, then maybe I can take out the den.
That's a
once and
word
for
we
all,
shouldn't be
and,
using.
I'll be nice. I'll set up a nice retirement plan for you, Kate. Somewhere tropical, somewhere warm,
that sounds
but
nice.
on a budget, you're going to have to put quarters in your own soda machine.
Oh my God, I would love to retire from this because people like you are just a pain in my keister. I'll tell you what, I want out. I do. I want out. If you can get me retired, that would be, honest to God, fantastic.
Well, as the Supreme Leader Snoke once says, I didn't think Skywalker to be so wise. We will give you the death that you desire, Kate.
Grace, anything you want to say before we let you go here?
I love Grace so dearly.
Grace?
Was that me? Oh, sorry.
No,
I mean, honestly, it's just what Brandon, you sweet child. Watching you try to be cool and snarky is about as effective as watching Robert try to form a concise sentence. So thank you for that. That really shut me up.
All right, I'm gonna drop these guys back out here. Obviously, the bad blood is still there. But
love
Brandon,
my ladies.
nonetheless,
They're
my
the
friend, you are the winner here today.
So
you have gotten
flipping
3 points
quippy.
for the
I
Burning Droogs.
love it.
Congratulations to you.
Yeah,
Congratulations to the
just-
captain here.
It's so
all right,
funny
I'll let you
during
guys
like
go.
the pre-match interviews that we used to do. Like I would have something that I was gonna comment on, and like I thought it was really funny, and then Grace or
I have to tell you, I've been looking
Kate would
at
open their
Saul
mouths and just like I'm like, well, nope, I'm not gonna. That was way better than I ever could. Yeah.
And Saul, look, man, we've known each other now for a little bit here with your days calling in. I will tell you this, as a fan of this league myself, and as the commissioner watching you, I know a loss stings. What I can tell you is that you proved yourself here today. You fought. You didn't guess on certain ones. You knew really hard answers. It was a tough 5-pointer.
And what the F is that? What's that 5-pointer? Like, is that even an element in real life, or is it like a made-up word?
Official element.
I think people aren't going to come out of this tournament talking about Brandon.
I never had to take Cam.
Or not out of this match, I should say. I think they're going to come out of it talking about Saul.
The fanny pack across her chest.
Man, that was his first match ever. Let's not forget that. This is the first match he has ever played in the Schmodown. And he stayed within 3 points of the greatest IG player, self-proclaimed greatest IG. Well, then guess what? If you're the greatest player there ever was, Brandon Hanna, guess who just hung with you? Guess who took you? And it was not a TKO. It's within 3 points. I look like a genius.
Grace, before we hear from Saul, how do you feel Saul played today?
Oh, it is a real element.
I mean, I thought that was absolutely fantastic. He's coming in here. It's his very first match, like Kate said, and Kate has done a wonderful job helping him get ready for this. It is absolutely stunning to see that was his first match. Brandon's been like
he did really well. I'm super proud of him
for months and months and months. He could have never pulled that out of his butt on his first match. So I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm not at all worried. I'm not at all fazed.
All right, Saul, I got to ask you, man. I can tell you're beating yourself up there a little bit. I know you wanted to come in here and get your first victory, but how are you feeling about your performance?
Awful.
No, baby,
why are you feeling awful?
Just so good.
Tritium was what he was looking for in Spider-Man 2. Palladium is what he was trying to replace in Iron Man 2. And it was Iridium in the Avengers. I knew that, and I jumped too quick.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take our time next time.
I knew pure imagination.
It's a lesson you have to learn. Like, honestly,
does it sting a little bit?
Like that's something.
A little bit because it came against
that's something that you
Hannah?
don't necessarily. It's very rare for players to come in like knowing how to do that, how to take a mental step back after the question is asked and like reassess the answer.
Yeah,
that pops in your head. It takes a lot of practice to do that.
And not to mention you using your JTEs efficiently. If he had really taken the time to use those, I think he might have pulled out with a win today. But at the end of the day, Brandon being able to play in 5 matches, it really kind of shows how comfortable he is.
Did you feel pressure? You seem like a pretty unflappable guy. Did you get nervous,
Saul's such a
or
cool cucumber.
were you pretty cool, calm, and collected as you appear to be throughout the match?
Fear is part of my process. If I wasn't feeling nerves, I wasn't feeling afraid, then I would probably not do anything. So no, I feel fear all the time. I feel amazing amounts of fear leading up to this. And the next match I play, I'll feel the same amount. Controlling that fear is how I'm able to do anything. So yeah, no, I feel it.
Yes.
And no one will know that, but
that was my
life lessons for everybody
too. You answered it. Is that a lot of times, you can see, we've seen a lot of people come in and out of this league after their first match. It's like, okay, I'm coming in here. I played good. Yeah, I don't know if this is for me. You already said after my next match. So I assume like you want to get back on the horse again. And you want to play again.
Yeah. When this whole quarantine thing ends and we all get out of Shawshank, I'll get on a Greyhound if I have to come out there. I haven't even gotten started. My first match had to be, in my spare room here on an iPad. It's not,
it's not ideal.
Yeah,
but he did fucking amazing.
Well,
so proud of him.
Kate, you want to say something, Kate?
I just want to ask a question to the commissioners here. Sure. I put Saul in this tournament because I felt like he was a competitor that needed to be seen. Did I do the right thing?
I think you did. I think you did. I think you did the right thing. I think that Saul.
Does he not need to be seen?
Well, what did I tell you in the beginning of
Are
this
you
match?
not entertained?
All Saul needed to do, even if he lost, was put up a fight, and he did that and then some. He took Brandon Hanna down to the 5-pointer. Brandon Hanna had to hit the 5-pointer in order to win the match. And Brandon Hanna played great. Brandon Hanna today showed that all his talk is for real, because the Star Trek pull. You played against a guy that is a really great Inner Geekdom competitor. I agree with what Mark said. I think that if you're going up against some of these other competitors, you're going to be giving a lot of people trouble here, and I think you should have your head high. I think that
and going up against a competitor like Hanna in your first match is like, imagine how he must have felt leading up to this. It must have been a very incredibly daunting task for sure.
I'm going to remember
he is prepping for your first match anyways.
All right, so listen, I wanted to thank you.
He's going to walk away from this loss with a new legion of fans. He's going to walk away again significantly better going into the next match.
Absolutely. I think you're going to find it. I think the fans are going to tell you.
And he knows where he went wrong.
And I think that might be the case today.
That's half the battle right there. So you can learn.
We know where to course correct. We know where to focus on.
There's no doubt about it. Brandon Hanna
and it's going to be he's going to be lethal coming out of this match.
I'm doing what I want to do, and then Burnett turns and goes, "Yeah, screw everybody else.
It's a learning.
Let's go do it." And they prove that might be the attitude for them. However,
it's a very interesting match to watch after what has transpired.
Without a doubt, Christian, I think that him representing the great city of New York, which you know from firsthand experience, just how tough-minded and how well that city comes back. I think that is going to be the backbone of Saul's.
I've been up since like 9 a.m., lady. I don't know. Yeah,
sounds awful.
Connolly and walk across the country if he had to, because he clearly has the stuff to play and he's got the competitive mindset necessary.
I absolutely adore him. Saul, I'm going to be calling you soon. Just a heads up. If you're watching,
just to see how much he celebrates online, and then I'll mute him the next day for a period of time that has yet to be determined. Maybe he can win enough matches in this league and in this tournament.
I think that there should be a play-in option, like a losers, tournament to come in.
It's
after everybody, like for everybody in the first, that gets eliminated in the first round, gets to play.
But it's like
has like a mini tournament to play in during the semis. I think that would be amazing.
I think it would be cool. I walking away from one tournament though, I wouldn't want a competitor, whether it be Saul or anyone else, especially a rookie, to walk away from one tournament with potentially 2 losses under their belt.
People start to listen.
Yeah.
I love the idea because I just love IG. But at the same time,
or Alex Damon.
That would be very difficult for rookie competitors, especially in IG. When it's already,
or you could come out of it, winning the whole thing with 1 loss behind you. Like you never know. I just really like the whole double elimination aspect to it, because there's, especially right now, because there are I haven't had anything to do, like speaking selfishly and personally, like I would love to be able to do something like this, but I know that like for a lot of these people, that if you lose, it's going to be a really long time until you have your next match.
Exactly.
So like if there was a double elimination, like you still get to like extend your season and get some more experience under your belt, because even with 2 losses, like
round number 3,
like I have 2 losses in singles, but they were both really good matches that I learned a lot from.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that I do not regret having those 2 losses. I regret, how I went into them. But my performances were fantastic, and who knows what would have happened had I been able to prep properly for both of them.
I mean, you went up against Paul Preston and John Roca in some of your debut singles matches, and
check out YouTube.
Like no pressure.
None at all. Yeah, round 1 of the singles tournament last year. Oh, you're going to play Roca.
Champion.
On your tier, you get the Thursday match before anybody else. So make sure
I know that Christian just absolutely loves those people that are like, give me anybody. And I'm like, give me anybody. But like, I'm going to bitch about it for a hot second.
Give me any new competitor. Please throw me a sign, or
like give me an even field match, please. That sounds great. But I love the challenge, and I love that match against Roca. I think it was so good.
I think it really showed your abilities as a competitor. Obviously, I mean your skills, because obviously you weren't. You were kind of a rookie going into it. You played in teams prior to that, but at the same time, you're not a true rookie. But at the same time, you are definitely newer to the game. To Roca, obviously, he's been playing since ever. It feels like, but also against Paul Preston, he's he was coming in hot off of several really big wins with the movie guys when you played with them. All right, okay. Right now, we just finished up the match between Saul from the Den and Brendan, that one dude, Hanna. Cool. Okay, so thoughts walking away from it. Okay, Hanna might be going up against. He will be going up against Alex Damon or Jen Kemp. So I'm going to see if I can bring up the banner here in a hot second. There it is. Here very soon. And what are you kind of thinking about that lineup?
I think that I mean, Alex does have the experience of participating in this format with Mark and Christian as announcers for him. So he has that experience behind him. I know Jen has had a ton of matches, and I know she's just a beast in the fan leagues, but it is a very different thing when it is the real deal. So we'll see. I mean, I know she's been a part of she was part of the free for all last season, and she was amazing. So I don't really, but I think that regardless of whoever wins that match, like I think Brandon might go on to beat them, but then I don't see him getting to the finals.
Well, looking at this, Brandon Hanna, I think regardless of who he goes up against, whether it be Jen or Alex, I feel like he will win because he is not going to get past that round.
Yeah, I don't.
He is going up against Mike Kalinowski.
I was about to say, I would love to see that match, like just the sass between the two of them, and like it would just be so much fun.
It will, yeah, because he's okay. So walking away, sorry, Greg, I love you, dude, but you're going up against Kalinowski, so that's a whole other level right there.
Yeah.
And my gut is telling me Eric is going to take over. Jacobson. I think Jacobson, she's definitely improved significantly. But I think
I don't think it's been enough.
Yeah, I think
honestly
got the best of her for her last match, and so I'm hoping she definitely does some real intense studying and everything with Finstock, because I don't think Finstock is doing her any justice. But that's just, I think she would have been better with Rockstars or literally anyone else.
I mean, to be fair, also like her last match, she did improve, but it was also live in Atlanta, and like having that be in front of, like having to perform in front of that many people, like that is so much pressure. Especially that was her third match or something. Like she hasn't had a lot of them, and
or fourth match, I think.
Yeah. So it's but still, like if you're not used to performing in front of people a lot, like it's a big deal, and the lights and the pressure and the eyes staring at you can get to you. So she might have an advantage sitting at home, being totally relaxed in a space that she knows and feels safe in. So it's gonna be interesting to see that match. The rest of them I'm super dying to see, obviously, but like that's one that I'm like, they both have such advantages and disadvantages to them, and it's just hey Shug.
Yeah. Oh, what up? Yes, thank you for the super chat. Two of my favorite women. You two are great. Are you familiar with what is it called, Flight of the Conchords?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember Business Time, the song? It's business time. When I'm down on my socks, it's time for business time. It's business time. Ow. That one. Anyway, there's this point in the song.
I love you so dearly.
Okay, there's this point in the song where it's they're like, and now we have to go down to the foreplay. Brush your teeth. It's all part of the foreplay. And so he does a sound effect. He's like, shaka, 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 wow, wow, wow. And then she throws at the recycling. That's not part of the foreplay, but it's still very important.
It is. It should be part of the foreplay. It is very important.
Very important. But every time I see his name, I just think of that sound effect from that song where he's like, it's all part of the foreplay. The foreplay. Shaka, 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 wow, wow, wow. And I can't help it. Every time I read that name, I think of that song, that clip from that song.
I don't understand, but I love it.
Go check it out. If you haven't listened to it, it's fantastic. It's just YouTube it. It's Business Time by Flight of the Conchords. It's so funny.
Travis got really excited over it.
It's really good. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, I miss those guys. But okay, I have to say, okay, now we did. So we're going to be, we can chat more about the rest of the tournament and everything. But at the end of the day, my dude, congratulations on Hannah winning your first win in this tournament. I'm super excited that you're officially not a bad competitor, sitting at 3-2, I guess. He's, now that he's getting traction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. I'm super happy for him. That means he won't be moping around the apartment.
Sure, yeah.
So, but Saul, fucking amazing job, bud. Love you.
Great job. Great.
Brother, you did fantastic. We'll just practice, taking those breaths before we answer, remembering to use JTEs, because I know you know it. Like, you knew it, but
yeah,
sometimes when you just need to take that step back a little bit, sometimes you just need to. So
yeah,
we'll work on it.
It's a work in progress. We are all work in progress. Speaking of being an active work in progress, take some time with everything, with the political climates and everything going on, all this craziness. Take some time to do some self-reflection, do some reading, do some research, find some ways to, talk about how we can all, improve ourselves with our day-to-day interactions and our outlook of the world. If you are not sure where to start, you can also donate to numerous Black Lives Matter related fundraisers and charities. I actually included a few links below in the description. If you're not sure where to start, click on some of those links and, you can really kind of take it from there and see what direction you want to go in. It's always good to improve yourself in every way, shape, and form. All right. Oh, and Weston Ira says the Damons would trounce the not man. Period. Interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Rock stars need those points, so fingers
crossed.
They need it. All right. Fantastic. Okay, so before you drift off, Rachel, love of my life, where can we reach you and all the wonderful stuff you're doing over at your YouTube channel?
So next Wednesday, I will be on the PJ Campbell Network. We're doing the top 10 non-villain Disney songs.
Perfect.
Those debates always get way out of hand and super heated, and it's so entertaining because we all love each other, and some ridiculous things get said. So come hang out with that. That's going to be at 7:00 on Wednesday, and then Thursday, I have my movies, music, and mayhem. You can go check that out on my YouTube page. Just Google Rachel Silvestrini, look at the channels, go follow that. Check out the last few weeks that I had. Yesterday, I had to have an emergency fill-in, and BC, who is the ex-member of the exchange, lovingly sat in. We had such an amazing time talking about movies and music and wrestling, and it's just almost 2 hours of us just cracking each other up. It's really fun. So go like that.
Yeah, I also included a link to her channel right there if you're a little curious. So
that is my link. I was like, wait, is that? Yes, it is. So go follow and subscribe and all that stuff. I have a Patreon, 3 levels that are so much fun. I'm expanding that, and if there's anything you want to add to that, just let me know. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RM Silvestrini, and then my fan page on Facebook. It's just Rachel Silvestrini Fan Club. So yeah.
We're all
and then I just live here too. So
we're all part of the Rachel Silvestrini fan club. This is a very personal question, but also, how dare you? Sugar.
If you want to hear me rant on that, just literally go to any of the debates that I am on the PJ Campbell Network, and you will hear me.
And also
very, very vocally.
And I don't know any female especially, that thinks Ursula is a villain.
Ursula is a businesswoman.
That I know that think Ursula is a villain is men, oddly enough.
Yeah.
And almost every female interaction, even my mom, who she's like, yeah, Ursula's pretty cool. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, she is.
I mean, I know a lot of females that if they're not already on board, are more willing to listen and understand than the men are. Men are like, meh, she's awful. She's a villain. They're like, yeah, but she tricked her. There's a whole, I think I'm gonna have to do a Disney special on my channel one day and just explain away why, like my thoughts behind the villains. Like I think I'm just gonna have to do that because it's literally gonna take like an hour and a half of me being like, this is why, and these are the charts, and these are the proofs.
I love that.
You want to come on? We'll do it.
God, yes. Oh, my Patreon. Whatever you want, girl.
Done.
I'll do it. I am intensely passionate about that. I just like, to me, Disney villains are just like the best characters.
They are. Like 90% of them are just like drag queens in my eyes, and
it's
I love
fantastic.
them so dearly.
Especially, what's his name from Pocahontas? Like I love Pocahontas, but at the same time, with the pug is everything. It was like the gold, and I'm like, it's so good. It's so
all of a sudden he's got a gold lame suit on, and you're like, oh, queen.
You know what he's trying to do.
You miss those
around.
You're sad you forgot those stilettos back in Europe, aren't you? Yeah, you are.
2 inches are not high enough. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
That's my thinking. Gaston, yo.
Gaston is not a hero, nor is he a villain. He is a victim of circumstance. But again, I'm going to arrange that. Alex, you will be on. We will be talking about defending the Disney villains. We'll do that soon.
Hades. Oh, that's a whole conversation right there. And I'm Alex Mack, part of the Call to Action crew. You can find us on. You can actually find us on not only this channel. You can find me on Twitter at. It's actually in the link to the description below at @real_Alex Mack, and you can find us on Twitter. I actually run the Twitter one that's at Call to Action Pod. I think maybe not. Sure. Maybe. Again, everything's in this description, my dudes. So
click all the links, follow all the people.
Just click away for sure. And tonight I'm going to be hosting a schmo bait between the ever talented, knowledgeable, and amazing William the Bids Bibiani against the Action Army General himself, the Beast. It is Billy Belford. He is coming off of solid several wins. He is undefeated, as is Bibbs, who has one great win under his belt against John Roca himself. So it is guaranteed to be a great time. Starts at 9:30 Central. So please stay tuned on YouTube. All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you soon.
Awkward dance up.
Bye. Bye. Thank you for coming.